Hi everyone, it's Miss Sala here. Just making you a quick video about the little wire sculpture. So by now you would have gotten a little bag, and that little bag's got some wire in it. Now mine's green, yours will be silver. And there should also be some piece of foil, and you'll have a little stand like this, little piece of foam, okay? So it's much easier for me to show you than to actually write out instructions of how to put this little wire person together. So the sheet that you have has a little bit about Keith Haring. He's an artist, did a lot of kind of graffiti work, but we're going to take his idea of that action figure and we're going to put it into practice with wire. So this is one that I did earlier. Yours are going to be a little different because I'm going to get you to put foil over yours, okay? And then we will push them into the foam so that you've got something there to hold them in place. All right, I hope everyone can see what I'm doing here. It's a little bit tricky with the camera. So the first thing I want you to do is take your foil, and you can see I've gotten lines. So lines all coming in from the corner. So drawing a line this way, drawing a line from the top corner, from the bottom two corners as well, a line straight up the middle, and obviously the top as well is not going to have that. So just a line down the bottom, leave the top open. So what we've got here is this is going to be the head section. So we're actually going to cut these pieces later on where you've drawn the lines. And that is going to help us to be able to fold the foil around the figure. Okay, so this one and this one, you can see these two are going to be the arms. These are going to wrap around the body, so it's going to give the body a little bit more bulk. And these down the bottom are going to wrap around the legs, okay? So if you can, I'll just leave that there for a sec. If you can draw your lines on your foil like that, you don't need to write what it's going to be, but you do need to draw these lines because it'll just be helpful later on. They don't have to be in texture. I've done them in texture simply because I wanted them to stand out in the video for you to see. You can just do them in a pen. You can do them with a ruler if you choose, but you don't have to. You can just kind of generally mark it out like that, okay? Then you're gonna sit the foil to the side and we're gonna work on our wire. So the wire I want you to fold in half. So I've got a nice long piece in half here, okay? First thing we're gonna do is take our finger, or actually you could even take two fingers, and we're gonna put it right where those pieces of wire bend over, okay? And you're going to twist the wire as close to your two fingers as you can, okay? So I've twisted there. I'm gonna take my fingers out, but I'm actually going to twist the wire there. So what's gonna happen is you're going to create a little head. So see how I've twisted the wire around there, okay? So that's your head. Then I want you to measure out probably probably 4 finger spaces, even 5 if you want your arms to be a bit longer. And you're just gonna put one finger. I'm actually gonna do my pinky there, and I'm gonna wrap the excess wire around my pinky. And I'm doing the pinky because this is gonna be a hand, so we don't actually want this to be too big. I'm gonna take my finger out, and you'll have a little twist in your wire there. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller because that is the hand. And then again, I'm going to take this excess wire and I'm going to twist it around there. So you've got your hand. Now the rest of this wire, we're just going to loosely fold over this piece. So we want it to kind of come back a little bit towards the head. So I've just wrapped it a few times around there. Okay, so now you've got this piece sitting down there, if you can see that. Okay, now we're going to work on the other side. So I've gotten 4 fingers of arm here, so I'm going to do 4 fingers of arm here. So down here, I'm going to wrap this around my pinky, like that. Take my pinky out. Going to make that a little bit smaller because it is, again, the hand. And then this excess wire is going to wrap around the arm, just loosely. We don't need it too tight because obviously we want the rest of this wire to be our body. So then you can start to kind of move the hands how you want. If you want your arms, move the arms the way you want. If you want your arms a bit longer, then by all means do 5 fingers or even 6 if you want them quite long. Last week we were looking at Giacometti and how he did all of those really long, skinny, thin sculptures. So if you want to do something in that sort of style, then definitely do like 6 fingers on the arms. So now we've got this. You can kind of see the shape starting to form of the person. Now we're going to do the torso. So we're going to pull in these pieces of wire, almost crossed over here, to make that torso. Okay, I'm going to put 3 fingers in there, and then that's where I'm going to wrap it, just where I've got it secured here at the bottom. So I'm going to wrap that wire around like that, and when I take my fingers out, you've got your body there. For the bottom of our body, I'm actually going to just do 1 finger, and same deal. So I'm just going to twist that wire at the bottom of my fingers, and then you've got where the bottom of your body would sit. Now you can do 2 fingers for that as well if you want it to be a little bit bigger, but you don't have to. So I am going to make sure that I wrap this wire just again down here because I want that to be quite stable for the body, okay? Now we've got legs to worry about. So again, we're going to go as long as we think we want. So I'm going to do it pretty long. You decide how long you want it. And wherever you want to stop, you're going to take your pinky again, and you're going to wrap the wire, keep forgetting the word, wrap the wire around your pinky. Again, this is the foot, so I think that's pretty good for a foot, so I'm going to leave that. This excess wire is going to just wrap all the way up the leg. When you get to that last little bit, you do need to be a little careful because it can get your fingers. So I tend to sit mine beside like that, so that little piece isn't going to stick out and hurt you. So if you try and do that, if mom or dad at home has a pair of flat nose pliers, you can actually bend it around as well until you get that little end safe and secure and where it's not going to bother you. This will only be like this for the moment, so just be mindful that it doesn't scrape your skin, scrape your fingers, because we will be putting foil over it. All right, so this is what we've got so far with our little person. Here's the leg. Now we're going to do the other side. So you can actually measure it up if you pull those 2 pieces of wire in, and then you know exactly where you need to put your other finger. So we are going to wrap that around our pinky like so, and take the pinky out and wrap this excess wire up the leg. So I hope all of you can follow along with this. It's a little bit difficult sometimes filming from the phone, but we're doing the best we can here. So better than written instructions for sure. So again, I'm just trying to put that as close to the leg wire that's already there so it's not scratching anyone. Now we've got this, right? So now we can start to shape it. So this little guy, I might bend both of his legs. He might be like dancing here. Remember, these are the feet. So, but because you have your stand, they can actually go straight in like this. So if you push down pretty firmly, they should stick into the foam for you. And then you've kind of got that freedom of playing with the shape after that. If for some reason it's not going in, like in this piece of foam, it's not really letting me go through, most of the pieces of foam you'll be able to go through quite easily. Just take your scissors and the end, very carefully obviously, and just poke a little bit into that foam, and then your pieces should fit right in. And then you're kind of free to play with the shape of this. I quite like the legs doing this, so I might keep it like that. And the arms might be having a good time up here too. So something like that. Now when we go to put the wire on, you grab that out, you're gonna cut those areas that you've drawn. So cut there, there, there. All those lines are just gonna get cut. I think you can tell I'm a bit of a novice here at the filming process, but we'll get there. So we're going to put our sculpture, our little wire sculpture, down onto the paper. So we've got the head part here, we've got the two legs here, and we're just going to start to slowly wrap it around. So I'm going to start from the head. So the head is all going to come over here and start to wrap around like that. Arms are going to wrap around where the arms go. Body is going to wrap in. So it's like you're just wrapping the foil around all of those little areas. Leg. Try and make sure that it stretches here. Now, if you've got extra foil, you can take it off and wrap it around separately, which sometimes is a little easier to do. And that's probably what I'll end up doing here. So I'm going to take that little bit off, just because it's not really helping. And this foil, I'm just wrapping around the body, like so. And just pressing it in. Now, foil is there if you want the foil, and sometimes in some shapes it works. So like with this shape, it's worked. This one down here. Sometimes it's not going to work as well. So I think with this one, it probably would have been a little bit better to not do the foil. But it's up to you again if you want to give that a go. It just gives it a kind of a different dimension of the body. And you've got that little extra piece to cover up anywhere that you need to. And then this one goes on our little stand here, okay? So this is the wire sculpture. All right, guys, so I hope you really enjoyed that wire sculpture tutorial, and I can't wait to see you back at school. Take care, everyone. Stay well. See you soon. Bye.